knows the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems and supply chains will be deeply affected.
Welcome to the year 2030. Welcome to my city, or should I say, our city.
Boy, the conspiracy theories are coming fast and furious these days. I can't keep up.
I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any clothes.
What we're talking about here is kind of distrust of the institution.
In our city, we don't pay any rent because someone else is using our free space whenever we do not need it. My living room is used for business meetings when I'm not there.
It's important that we look at what's happening right in front of us.
Shopping? I can't really remember what that is. For most of us, it has been turned into choosing things to use. Sometimes I find this fun, and sometimes I just want the algorithm to do it for me. It knows my tastes better than I do by now.
Control your soul's desire for freedom, it says.
Any effort to succeed at delivering on the Sustainable Development Goals.
My biggest concern is all the people who do not live in our city, those we lost on the way. Those who decided that it became too much, all this technology. Those who felt obsolete and useless when robots and AI took over parts of our jobs. I get annoyed about the fact that I have no real privacy. Nowhere I can go and not be registered. I know that somewhere everything I do, think, and dream of is recorded.
You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. It's a phrase you've probably heard over the last couple of years, but what exactly does it mean? Where does it come from? And what exactly is it? In this docu-series, I will walk through with you a plan, a vision, an idea that the mainstream media are calling a conspiracy theory.
This pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset.
It is called the Great Reset. Why are they so suspicious of institutions?
But as we try to build back from this global pandemic.
Joe Biden calls it Build Back Better.
Build back better.
Building back better.
To do things differently. To build back better.
We're going to build it back better.
And build it back better.
My plan to build back better.
This is an organisation that profits from famine and disease, known as the World Economic Forum.
With everything falling apart, we can reshape the world in ways we couldn't before. Ways that better address so many of the challenges we face. And that's why so many are calling for a great reset.
This organisation pushes fear and tragedies to further its own agenda.
We know now that the next crisis is already waiting for us around the corner.
One that will dictate what you own, what you eat, what you think, under the guise of a sustainable future.
With climate change set to dwarf the damage caused by the pandemic, the message from 2020 should be abundantly clear.
Capitalism, as we know it, is dead.
And when someone calls this a conspiracy theory, they don't realise that the information is right under their nose.
We want to be a very transparent organization.
In the year 2020, March to be exact, COVID-19 plagued our television screens, social media timelines, radios, and the newspapers. For the first time in a long time, or at least since the dawn of the climate scare, the entire human race was told that they were facing the same threat and was tasked to work together to put an end to it.
Millions of Americans staying at home are relying on Amazon.
Millions of Americans staying at home are relying on Amazon.
And in the shadows, an organisation, or a cabal really, schemed to use this sudden global instability and public hysteria to rewrite society.
Do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen.
To do away with the values and systems that underpin civilization. This plot is titled The Great Reset. This idea, known as the Great Reset, was announced in 2014 and pledges to redefine the social construct between governments and individuals by creating a global, sustainable system through electronic identification, universal basic quality services, and the reconsideration of industries such as oil and gas, and even technology.
But control of data might enable human elites to do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it.
The book, The Great Reset, outlines 5 pillars of civilization that need to be reimagined for the desired world in the eyes of this one man, Klaus Schwab.
What can we do? The group is, we are just now looking what we can do for the Middle East. The situation is so dangerous in the Middle East. Can Davos help to bring the parties again together, as we have done on many occasions in the past? Can we play a constructive role as an informal platform?
These include a technological reset, a societal reset, an economic reset, an environmental reset, and a geopolitical reset.
For all of the administration's belligerent approach towards China, it hasn't actually achieved very much. Whereas I think Biden would be less reckless, maybe more strategic, and would engage on issues of mutual concern like climate, and Biden would be better at building coalitions. Also, I think Biden would probably run a tighter ship. We get a sense, at least our bureau in China, that you get a sense that they're exhausted and actually they're rooting for a reset.
The Great Reset is a global culture and economic cataclysm, birthed by Schwab, the founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. And you, well, you're supposed to go along with this really and not be allowed to question it.
Something like 1984 could actually happen. This is the direction the world is going in at the present time. In our world, there will be no emotions except fear, rage, triumph, and self-abasement. The sex instinct will be eradicated. We shall abolish the orgasm. There will be no loyalty except loyalty to the party. But always, there will be the intoxication of power. Always, at every moment, there will be the thrill of victory, the sensation of trampling on an enemy who is helpless.